Good morning. Eventually I'm gonna get up on time, I swear. I just probably have to set my alarm for even earlier than I already have it set, and that's painful. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome, welcome. We are doing a demo today. It is a shortish demo. It's an hour and a half is the estimate for it. It is for a game called Saintess of the Golden Bow. I kept saying Saintness, and there's no N. But it's an isekai, basically, kind of. It's a reborn story into like your favorite novel. It says there's over 30 hours of gameplay. There's going to be 3 characters that you can date with a DLC love character later on. There's 10 different endings as well. We have a working demo. The game itself doesn't have a release date. But this is a preview, which I was excited to see. I saw the art for it and the characters look really pretty. So I'm curious. I'm curious what we're gonna get from the demo. And if the music sounds kind of quiet, this is a demo that was sent to me. It has like some static in it, and that could be just an accident or it could be something else. I just didn't want to make the music too loud because I could pick up static in my headset, and it went away when I turned it down. Hello, hi, delightful. How are you? That was so fast. I was expecting like a transition. Just my luck. Why does it have to be pouring now? I want to go home. How are you? I am good. I'm still waking up. I still have a little bit of sick. Like, I can feel it in my throat, by the way. So, I'm still like, no, I never got better. I never got better. I was sick for a week and a half. I didn't stream for a week and a half. But I was so sick during that time that like, thank you, mama. But I was so sick during that time, like I was coughing constantly. My voice was just like cracking constantly, and it's still kind of cracking right now. But it's not as bad as it was. And I'm still just basically living off of Dayquil and NyQuil. We'll see. We'll see. I made a joke that I thought I had pneumonia, which honestly I might have, because I got so sick. I don't usually get too sick. But if it was pneumonia, it would explain why it's still just holding me. Just in its grip. Alright, I also don't know any of the controls yet. Is my mouse picking up on screen? No, we're good. Okay. I'll be soaked by the time I reach the subway. So this is Celine. This is who we're playing as. I believe that's her name. I run down the street holding my bag over my head in a futile attempt to block the rain. I do my best to stay underneath the shop awnings. The cars speeding down the street, however, kick up puddles that shower me in a rainpour. I'm ill prepared for such weather. I didn't even take a hoodie with me, let alone an umbrella. The damp cold seeps into my body, making me shiver. This day sucks. My boss yelled at me again, and I had to cover for my sick coworker on top of doing my own task. Ugh, office jobs suck. I've recently graduated from college and got this boring job where all I do is call people to sell them beauty products. Adult life sucks. Girls, not enjoying it. It hadn't taken me long to tire of this the monotony of adult life. I still feel it. I just want to curl up under a blanket and read web novels. Girl, I feel you. Being the heroine of a fantasy romance novel would be such an amazing life, fighting to save a kingdom from impending doom with magical powers and falling in love with a hottie. I feel that. Thinking about what to read next, I ran through the crosswalk. What? By the time I notice the light is actually red, not green, it's too late. In the middle of the crosswalk with the truck driving straight at me. Should I take a step back or run forward? Quick! Thanks, Celine! I take a step back, but it's too late. And that is how you get isekaied. Low, hi! Oh, more blood. Okay, I had to click. I was waiting for it to, like, go automatically. Ah! It hurts. The pain is excruciating. My whole body hurts so much. Until I suddenly stop feeling anything anymore. The absence of pain brings me relief. I let my life go. The next thing I know, I'm floating in a cotton-like substance. I feel comforted, safe even. Have I really died? Am I in heaven now? But I wanted to read that last chapter of my favorite author's new web novel. Now I'll never find out what happens to the heroine in the end. A chuckle escapes me, a loud sound in this quiet place. I'm pathetic, aren't I? I died, and I'm just thinking of my hobbies, not my parents or my friends. Not that I had a great relationship with anybody. Anyways, I was quite a loner. What is that sound? In my emptiness, I can hear someone singing. Oh my gosh. I'm getting worse, not better. What's happening? An angelic voice is calling to me. You must fight on. I must? But I'm dead. I don't have to do anything. Mood. That's a mood. Hang on, I gotta say. Oh, goodness. Oh, not expected that. Okay. Suddenly I feel a pull. My soul gets grabbed and yanked towards a golden whirlpool. I scream, but no sound comes out of my mouth. I close my eyes. The shifting reality around me makes me feel dizzy. When my senses return to me again, the first thing I notice is the fresh scent of the forest. I open my eyes and look around. I'm in the middle of the woods. Lush canopies of trees above me sway gently in the light breeze. There's something heavy in my hand, and when I look down, I see that I'm holding a simple hunting bow. My feet, clad in riding boots, sink into the damp green moss of the forest floor. I'm out hunting, I realize. How is that possible? I just died, and it's been ages since I handled a bow. The last time I practiced archery was in middle school, back when my parents could still afford to spoil me. I also hadn't put on high boots today for work, or these fancy pants, or this jacket. This outfit looks almost like it belongs in a Korean webcomic. Who am I? Celeste? Where are you? Celeste? Somehow I suddenly realize I'm supposed to be hiding. Hiding from what or whom, I don't understand. I only know I must seek cover. The urge to disappear from sight is so strong that I don't even question it. I find a thicket of bushes and dive into them, not caring that my outfit will get dirty and torn. From my hiding spot, I observe the situation, holding my breath. A handsome man with red hair tied back in a ponytail run towards me. He's wearing some sort of fantasy armor, and he has two thin swords on his hip. I recognize this person. This man is my knight, Levi. How dare you? Paranith? 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 Is the I silent? Paranith. Wait, I don't have a knight. I'm Celine. I'm a 21-year-old simple American office worker, fresh out of college with a job in sales. Is this really the whole truth, though? Levi turns left and right, searching for me. Celeste, please come out. Failing to discover me, he runs off. I recognize this guy's looks from somewhere, and the name Celeste is familiar too. No, I couldn't have. Did I get reincarnated here? Out of all the books or games that could have been the setting for my reincarnation, why did I have to end up in the BL tragic fantasy web novel? Why this one? If you know, you know, but like that's what? This is the novel we're trapped in? Girl can't get a guy in this one? Wait. Saint of the Goddess Golden Bow is the work's name. It was recently adapted to a webcomic. That's how popular it was. The book used to be one of my favorites, but the world of this story is not a nice place. There's a war going on with a demon queen and Celeste. Why did I have to be reincarnated as her? What I just witnessed was the opening scene of the book before Levi is chosen to become the titular saint. Ha, got that. I did it. He goes out hunting with his unrequited love, the lady he's serving. He's supposed to protect Celeste, but he loses sight of her at some point, and an ungodly sound makes the hairs on my skin stand up. The creature that made the sound appears to my right. It's the ugliest thing I've ever seen, an abomination, a demon, a bakemono, if you will. The imp's leathery wings flap in the air. Then the creature flies towards me. It spotted me. This is the moment when Celeste, the Querus, dies a miserable death to become part of Levi's tragic backstory. But I just died from being hit by a truck. I don't want to die again. How many times can one person die? I don't want I don't want to die again. Especially not in a scripted event where I'm supposed to just fade away so I can serve as part of someone else's tragedy. Not doing anything to save myself is not like me at all. Screech! This imp is still far enough away for me to attempt to save my life. I have to act quickly. The monstrosity is coming closer and closer. My hands are sweaty and my arms are shaking. I refuse to give up. Oh, perfect. It was there. I saw it. Perfect. Oh, sorry. Return. Let's just shoot him. Shoot the demon. In my hands, I hold a key to my salvation. I pull out an arrow, draw back, and aim at the imp that's flying straight at me. I take a breath and release it, remembering what I was taught in middle school at archery. When I'm sure of my shot and know I can't delay any longer, I send the arrow flying. The arrow hits the demon straight in its ugly little head. Okay, first off, he's not that ugly. I mean, you don't have to like him, but dang. Did I do it? Did I rewrite my history? With the final frightening sound, the monstrosity falls to the ground. I breathe heavily, collapsing to my knees. I did it! I thump my balled up fist against the ground, feeling the damp moss beneath my fingers. I breathe deeply again, taking the smell of the gorgeous forest. They calm me down. I'm alive. Tears roll down my cheeks. I was terrified, but I survived. Celeste! Levi comes running towards me. When he sees the imp dead a few steps away from me and the bow still gripping in my hands, a gasp of surprise escapes his lips. Celeste, what happened? Did you kill this demon yourself? I nod for a moment, entertaining the thought that I, indeed, Celeste, not Celine. I open my mouth to explain the situation, but my voice sounds raw and shaky. I killed the demon. I finally manage to whisper. Levi walks up to me and kneels down before me. My lady, can you walk? I give his question some thought, but I feel so weak. I wipe my tears away. I don't think so. I'll carry you. Thank you, Levi. I might have killed an imp, but I didn't move, so why am I in... There's no need for... Perfect. There's always a button. Hang on. How do I... I remembered! I remembered something! Look at me! I thought she was gonna be in a dress. I know she mentioned pants, but usually it's like a mock version. That's pretty cute though. That's pretty cute. Oh my gosh, the start. Also, this is more believable in terms of picking a girl up because or she's not holding onto his neck yet. It just drops her. Levi takes me in his arms, bridal style. The bow slips from between my fingers. Our close proximity is embarrassing. I want to hide my face, but I can only do so against his chest, which is less than ideal option.
My bow.
She speaks? Wait.
Don't worry about the weapon. I will return for your bow later. Right now, it's of utmost importance that I carry you back to the safety of the mansion.
See that static sound? That's probably something that's just because this is a working demo. That will go away because that's kind of staticky. But hey, they talk. I didn't know they talked. It might be like that one game we played the demo for where they talk every now and then. Not always.
But it's...
Good morning, Buns. Good morning, Raybon. Hello. I still protest. Levi gives me a glare.
No buts. Let me do my job, for once.
Just breaking this guy's will. I let out a long sigh and stop resisting. Levi walks towards where we found our horses, or so my memory as Celeste recalls. So I really am Celeste now. I'm part of the world of the Saints of the Golden Bow, but I was supposed to die. So what will my survival mean for the story now? Look at this room! That's an exciting looking room. You're standing in front of the giant plushie that made me excited, but that's okay. I love isekai. Honestly, it's really funny. As a concept, it's great. Because, like, imagine, right? Like, that's all it is. Just imagine if now you're in that world. All washed up, my lady. After an awkward bath where I had to let my maid, Linda, wash me, I'm finally dressed in a nightgown and allowed to rest. My body feels weak. The shock of dying, reincarnating, then almost dying again finally is taking its toll on me. A loud yawn escaped my lips. I cover my mouth. I'm gonna lie down. Is there anything else you need from me? I forgot I'm supposed to formally dismiss Linda whenever I want to be alone. She's Celeste's servant after all. I'm good for now. I'll call you later if I need anything. All right, my lady. Linda curtsies for me and then she exits the room. There it is. There's the bear. Look at that good boy. I sink into the softness of the mattress, taking a good look around the room. This place has an undeniably expensive, polished, fancy look. Somebody has tried very hard to make the atmosphere more feminine, and I know it wasn't Celeste. I want to sit on it so bad. The bear or the bed? Although I like the bear that looks like almost like a lion that's sitting on the fainting couch stoop. The bear, yes, yes. See, that's why it's by the bookcase, because you get a book and then you lay on the giant teddy bear and then you let its arms and use them as pillows and then you just read your book. I was playing games, but like that's natural. He's her reading buddy, yeah. Celeste, the book mentioned, is quite the tomboy, caring little for girly things like dolls and decorations. She doesn't have good social skills, she lacks proper knowledge of etiquette, and she dances like an elephant, specifically an elephant. I don't know how an elephant dances, but it's not like a person. And said she's great at archery, hunting, and riding horses, and yet she got killed by an imp originally? This society deemed all of those activities inappropriate for a lady, and thus she doesn't have many friends. Sounds so much like me in my past. The only two people who really like Celeste are Levi, who, for some reason that isn't really explained in the book, adores his lady. And Eurydice? Celeste, are you alright? Celeste's twin sister, Eurydice. Wow. Is this her room? Are you in her room? Because this looks like this room was made for this girl. The book also briefly mentions Eurydice as part of Levi's backstory, simply describing her as the more ladylike twin who loves pink and romance novels. I feel Celeste's emotions for Eurydice in my heart, though Celeste really cherishes her sister. Celeste. What if my sister sent the imp to kill me? What if my sister doesn't care? And now she's mad because the imp died instead. Eurydice notices that I'm staring at her with a faint smile on my face. I'm alright. Thank you for worrying about me. She rushes over to my bed, fixing the pillow under my head and helping me sit up. Of course I'm worried about you. You're my beloved sister. What would I do if I lost you? I've been through worse. Levi was with me. I don't know. Levi was with me. Nothing bad could happen to me under his protection. You think I don't know how you always run off from Levi during your hunts, making excuses that you have to be alone because he's stomping too loud, scaring off your prey? Busted. I know that is exactly what Celeste has always done. Suddenly, I wonder if Celeste somehow realized Levi was in love with her and has just been trying to avoid the awkwardness of his puppy-like adoration. Her feelings on the matter are unclear to me. I'm not sure. You got me. Did you split from Levi this time too, sister? I did. Figures. Eurydice lets out an annoyed sigh. I give her a wide smile, enjoying our conversation. Despite her chastising me, I really like having a friend whom I can talk to freely. I really would like to know what happened today, though. Levi babbled about something about a demon? I'd like to know more too, for that matter. Papa! Your papa looks evil. Wait, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this. I don't know why. The pink eyes look cute on the girls, but looks demonic on this man that's dressed like Dracula. Father walked into the room without knocking or otherwise warning us of his presence. He has a stern look on his face, but that's just his usual expression. The joy I felt at talking to Eurydice momentarily evaporates. New emotions from Celeste surface in my heart. Her father has always made her feel lesser, inadequate. I review her memories of him and curse inwardly. To say her father favors Eurydice wouldn't at all capture the severe inequality of the situation. During some of their past interactions, he has been outright abusive, belittling Celeste and calling her names. I stiffened my spine sitting up straight. I took so much shit as Celine, and I am not gonna do it again as Celeste. What happened today that's left you so disheveled? I look down at myself. I'm in my pajam-jams, sir. The only blemish in my appearance is a scratch on my knee from when I hid in the bushes. The mark is so small I didn't even notice it while bathing. Otherwise, I'm wearing a fresh nightgown and I'm all cleaned up. There's nothing disheveled about me. I gave Father a defiant look. As you can see, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. Father huffs. Oh no. You and your sister's 18th birthday is in 3 days. We're leaving for the capital the day after tomorrow. If you're not healed up in time for that, then I'll be up and running by tomorrow. My body feels tired and heavy, but it's nothing a bit of sleep can't fix. I see Eurydice scoot slightly to the left as if taking a step away from Father's negative energy. You better be. I don't want you to ruin the Golden Bow ceremony for your sister. You're banned from leaving the mansion for the next 3 days. Oh, so I can't go, because you said the day after tomorrow we're going. I open my mouth to tell him off, but my eyes land on Eurydice. She shakes her head slightly. To honor her wishes, I decided not to agitate Father any further, alright? I nod. I don't feel like going hunting or horseback riding anyways. Someone would quickly notice that I'm not as good at those activities as Celeste should be. I'm still not sure how much of her skills I can access for myself. What does the MC look like? So the MC, they did show her just a second ago, but this is her identical twin sister. She basically looks like this, but with her hair down. Prior, though, she kind of looked like this, but with dark hair. Prior to being isekaied, that is. Levi set me in front of himself on his horse to return us to the mansion earlier, so I have no idea if I actually know how to ride a horse myself. I only rode a horse once or twice as Celine when I was a kid, not nearly enough to match Celeste's experience. Now tell me what happened. The imp you sent to kill me didn't kill me, Papa. I killed a demon. Oh, I'm covering her face. Hang on. I moved my cam because this game's so big. I didn't think about this. Hang on. Plot twist. That was my bad. The game's so wide that I can't see my camera, so I wasn't able to see. I glance at myself sometimes to make sure I'm looking okay. Alright. I killed a demon. Both Father and Eurydice let out gasp of surprise. You what? You're always looking perfect. That's very biased, and I appreciate that. Levi said you two had an encounter with the demon, but I assumed he was the one that killed it. Yeah, no, I'm strong. I shake my head and I smile. I shot an imp with my bow. What was such a monstrosity doing in the middle of the Lokati Empire lands? We're far from the war front. The imp was conveniently there to kill Celeste for Levi's tragic backstory. I can't tell them that, though. I want to tell the truth, but of course I won't. Father and Eurydice would take me for a mad woman if I babbled about them being characters from a novel. Although it'd be hilarious. Be like, well, listen, guys, in the book, I don't know, but the monster attacked me, so I killed it. I shrugged like my actions were nothing out of the ordinary. After all, in the face of the danger, it's kill or be killed. Father sits down on the chair next to the entrance of my room and hides his face in his hands. Does he care now? I knew my daughter wasn't much of a noble lady, but this? He mutters loudly enough for both Eurydice and I to hear. My sister and I share a smile. He knows he's next. Wait, is he proud or angry? I don't get it. Where was your night when the demon attacked you? I should choose my words carefully. I don't want Levi to get blamed for my actions. I ran off on him again. I wanted to hunt on my own, of course. He let out a long sigh, like I'm burdening him more than he can bear. My body takes this moment to remind me how tired I am. A big yawn escapes my lips. I cover my mouth with my hand. Rest. Papa, you care! Father gets up and gestures for Eurydice to leave. Eurydice nods and walks behind him out of the room. She turns back to me and when she's in my doorway, she gives me a warm smile. Get some rest. I'll be back later. I return her smile and sink more deeply into the bed, making myself comfortable. It doesn't take long for me to fall into dreamless slumber. When I wake up again, the ray of morning sun pours into my room. I get out of bed and stretch to make sure my body is working properly. I feel refreshed after my long sleep. No more weakness in my limbs. Everything's in order once again. I walk to the desk and sit down. I take fresh sheets of paper. I hesitate when I realize there's only a quill for writing, but I won't be stopped. I produce a few scratchy letters. Hiccups. My handwriting looks horrible. It seems I can't directly access Celeste's skills after all. That's quite inconvenient. I can manage to write with a quill, but not very well, and only in English, of course, which is not the language we speak here. I have to write down everything I know about the web novel Saint of the Golden Bow so I can organize my knowledge of the world and line it up with Celeste's memory. Also, for the record, Ray, since you weren't here earlier, she's not in just any novel. She's in a BL novel. Her character was supposed to die. For the BL to start. Scratchy handwriting or not, I need to sort out my assets. Let's start with the basics. Saint of the Golden Bow is a romance tragedy fantasy web novel by the Korean web novelist Hanul Kim. I read the English translation on one of my favorite web novels and comics apps. The story was supposed to turn into a web comic and has promo art, which is how I was able to recognize Levi immediately. Are you helping boys hook up or hooking up with the boys? We're hooking up with the boys. There's 3 love interests for her. Technically, the one that saved her is in love with her already, but I'm curious. I want to know more about the BL story. His design and the artwork even had him in the same outfit he was wearing on the day of the demon attack. Maybe I should also write down, what is BL? Is this so I know? Like, they're like, do you know what this is? Do you know what a web novel is? What a web comic is? Do you know what BL is? I got this. I want to know. Let's find out what BL is. I scribbled BL on the paper. Boys love is a genre of Asian media that centers around relationships between 2 men, but is geared towards the female audience. It's romantic and simply wonderful to watch 2 men fall in love with each other. Ah, I'm really such a simp for good BL romance. What a web novel is. I scratched down web novel in big letters. Since the beginning of the 21st century, web novels have been immensely popular in South Korea. A web novel is a novel first published on the internet. It grows to have very specific narrative form. Readers unlock chapters and interact with what they are reading by posting comments, so web novels tend to be very long. Saint of the Golden Bow was an exception. It wasn't that long of a book, but it still got over 100 chapters. Wasn't that long. It was translated to English and published on one of my favorite web novel comic apps. I was grateful for the chance to read it in English, as I don't know Korean. Mood. What is a web comic? This is good for anyone who's playing this game and just doesn't know what this stuff is. It's a good feature. Because not everyone knows what BL is, which I penned down webcomic in big letters on my sheet of paper. Webcomics are often adaptations of web novels. Each episode is published on a reading app as a long vertical strip. Some even feature music composed specifically for the chapters, but those are rare. Unlike other Asian comics like manga, webcomics are in color. They are published digitally too, though sometimes they end up being printed as books. There's a very popular genre of webcomics right now called Otome Isekai. Wink, 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 wink. In those stories, a girl from Earth dies and is reincarnated as a character in a visual novel or web novel. Sound familiar, doesn't it? I let out a long sigh. I've been isekaied, haven't I? Not as a villainess, though, a bad character, like in most of these stories. Instead, I'm what is referred to as an extra, an insignificant character. Maybe that's for the best. After all, being a minor character means I couldn't have messed up the story too much by avoiding my planned death in the plot. Only time will tell. I got the basics. I got up for a moment and wandered over to the mirror. I touch a hand to the glass. The design of Celeste wasn't included in the promo art. I'd taken my new features: purple hair, pink eyes, a slender figure. There's no denying it. I'm really not Celine anymore. That would feel weird, right? Being in a different body. The understanding that I have reincarnated into the novel finally sets in my mind. I feel calm. Calmer than I ever thought I would be if something out of a novel suddenly changed the course of my life. There's no fighting the reality, is there? As strange as this situation is, I'm Celeste and I have her memories, but somehow I'm Celine as well, equipped with knowledge of this world that Celeste never had. I walk back to the desk and sit down to continue organizing my thoughts. Maybe after I process everything, I will break down and cry about my fate. Right now, however, I don't feel like moping around. Instead, I want to fight for a better fate. Back to Saint of the Golden Bow. The book starts with Celeste's death event. Levi was in love with his lady for years, but the actual love interest of the story is Prince Noah. Celeste has to die at the beginning of the book to make Levi feel at his lowest when the Golden Bow chooses him as the saint. Why didn't Celeste save herself if she was said to be that great of an archer? Must be book logic. She has to die for the story and for the Saint of the Golden Bow to process proceed with the way it did. Soon after Celeste's death, Levi's quest is to save Lokarai Empire from the Demon Queen begins. I want to see the queen. Is she cute? However, he doesn't go alone. Noah, as well as High Priest Elijah, the second love interest, both accompany him on the journey. Noah and Levi fall in love. I think my sound's really high. That scared me. To be fair, I turned the music down way low because it was kind of scratchy. So this is a working demo. I think I said this already, but it's a working demo because of that. The stuff's not like set or final or anything. Noah and Levi fall in love. Elijah falls in love with Levi too, but Levi chooses Noah. Because why wouldn't you choose a prince? Right? That was Noah. Noah's the prince. Prince Noah, yeah. When the final confrontation with the Demon Queen happens, the love Noah and Levi share is an important component of defeating the Fiend. Through their love, the magic of the weapon becomes stronger. However, this story is a tragic one. Even though Levi defeats the Demon Queen, he perishes in the process. Noah and Elijah live on, and peace returns to Lokati Empire. I remember crying at the end of the book and cursing the author for writing such a beautiful yet heart-wrenching tale. I've reread the novel twice. Saint of the Golden Boat is really one of my favorite stories. I still don't appreciate being reincarnated into the world, though. Especially not as Celeste, whose only purpose in the story is to add anguish to Levi's life. I didn't die when I was supposed to, though, and now the story has continued regardless. I wonder how many things will change because Celeste is alive. Can Levi still fall in love with Noah despite the fact that I'm still here? I really want my ship to sail for the boys to get together, but I don't know if that outcome is possible under these circumstances. If you could be isekaied into any game / novel, which one would you want to be? See, the thing is, the real question is, what's my goal? Right? Like Animal Crossing, if I got isekaied into Animal Crossing, rent free basically, and no interest loans that have no due date. Chill vibes, get to go fishing, get to collect things, get to be a hoarder in my heart. So like Animal Crossing is a great choice. But also when you get isekai'd, kind of like this is a good example of being isekai'd in a situation. I don't know where my hands are, by the way. I can't see if I'm pointing in her direction right now because I don't have my camera in view. She's a nobody in this story. Obviously things are going to happen differently for her, but if you get isekai'd, it doesn't always mean you're going to be something. I know there was a story, I think it was like reincarnated as a mob in a Atome game, and basically he's just he's a non-playable character, background character, and he played the game, I think it was for his sister, and he died shortly after beating the game, which is how he knows all the rules in the game. But having that knowledge allowed him to have a step up on it, so he was able to build up wealth and knowledge really fast in this universe. But that's like the other question, like, because like let's be so real. I don't want to be in Resident Evil. I love the games. I don't want to live there. I don't live in BioShock. Gorgeous aesthetic. Love everything. Got Big Daddy. Love little sister. Don't want to live there. Animal Crossing's chill vibes. Zelda would be interesting, but what am I being reincarnated as? Do I get a choice? Because I could be a hobgoblin. Do you know how many hobgoblins I've killed? No. Let's think. Which game? There's too many things. See, I'm thinking too much about it. See, I'm already thinking too hard. Because I'm like, which reality makes the best reality? Animal Crossing. It's Animal Crossing. The answer is Animal Crossing. I just want to be on an island, helping out people, collecting leaves. I really want my ship to sail and for the boys to get together, but I don't know if that outcome is possible. What about you guys? What do you want to be isekaied into? If Levi and Noah don't fall in love at the end of the quest, will Levi still be able to defeat the Demon Queen? I shudder. What if I've broken the story beyond repair by avoiding my demise? What was I supposed to do? Though, just roll over and die? That is not like me. I'm a fighter as I run out into the street, not paying attention to the lights. Maybe I can change the story even further so that Levi can still survive the final encounter. I have no idea how to make this happen, this plan work, but maybe opportunities to influence the world further will present themselves to me. After all, though the thought is chilling, what's happening here isn't just a web novel story. Saint of the Golden Bow is my new reality. Look, there it is. Do you wear it sideways on your back? Because that's fun. On the day of Celeste and Eredice's 18th birthday, Father takes us to the capital to attend the Golden Bow ceremony. Levi had his 18th birthday a few days ago as well. Since he's of lower standing than the Count's family, Father got the approval of the church for Levi to attend our ceremony together with us instead of his own a few days earlier. Your knight has to guard you at all times, Father had said to Celeste before I reincarnated into her body. After the encounter with the imp, he becomes even more convinced that Levi shouldn't leave my side. Not that Levi is complaining about having to stick close to me for obvious reasons. Now Eredice, Levi, and I stand in the middle of the chapel in the royal palace in Solus, Locati's empire's capital. Behind us are the many other people who will be tested. Before us, the high priest Elijah Soren takes a spot behind the titual golden bow, the fabled artifact that will choose the saint one day. Is this also a dateable character? I I looked at the poster. I did, I swear. I think it looks like one of them. But would we have two redheads? Two redheads. I love how magical girl transformation-y this looks. Before us, the high priest takes a spot. I know that the day will be today, since Levi is the one who will be chosen. I eye the bow with suspicion. Light reflects off its gold-covered surface. The design is pretty and elaborate. Looks like a pain in the ass to use as a weapon, too ornamental for my taste.
We are all gathered here today to see if the golden bow, the weapon given to us by our Lord to help us one day defeat the vile demon queen, will finally choose its saint.
Now, hang on. Demon queen, like vile? Just because you don't like her, like, whoa. This is like when you called the imp ugly like 5 times.
On this beautiful morning, when the sun's rays fall through the windows of our chapel, let us give our gratitude to the Lord. He has given us means to end the war that has been raging for so many decades.
It's never been particularly I've never been particularly religious, even in my past life. I especially don't believe in fantasy gods.
Let us give our gratitude.
Let us give our gratitude.
Even Eredice and Levi bow their heads and say the words of a prayer along with all the other people in the hall. I mumble the words as well.
Let us give our gratitude.
She's like, I'm so done with this. All right. I don't want to draw suspicion to myself after all.
20 years ago, the blessed blacksmith was bestowed with the Lord's inspiration and crafted the golden bow. He worked tirelessly day and night until finally he completed the artifact. Ever since then, the people of the Lokari Empire have sought to be tested on the day of their 18th birthday by the golden bow. The artifact will choose its wielder.
It's called Lokari. I've been saying it wrong.
That person will become the saint and be tasked with defeating the demon queen, who has terrorized our borders for 23 years.
Only 23 years? Come on, make it more dramatic. Oh my god, could this be could this be a lesbian story? Hang on, can I date the Demon Queen? Can I instead of killing the Demon Queen, what if we come to a peaceful arrangement and that is we get married? Hang on. Hang on. I don't know what this queen looks like yet. I'm glad Elijah reminds us of the history of the bow. I've forgotten some of the
I
details.
will now call forth today's attendees to be tested. Each of you just needs to touch the golden bow once, and its judgment will be bestowed on you.
Elijah takes out a sheet of paper and reads the first name on the list. Eurydice. Why couldn't you say that? Why couldn't you say this? Why couldn't you tell me what this word is? Do they only talk during CGs? Eurydice Dequaris, daughter of Count Dequaris. Eurydice approaches the bow. She puts a hand on the artifact. Nothing happens. Of course, what else did I expect? Levi is the saint. The golden bow will only go low for him. A frown appears on the high priest's brow as he reads the next name. Celeste Dequaz, daughter of the Count. Was he the one who tried to kill me? Why are you frowning? Why are you upset? I don't know. I'm making this up as I go. I take a deep breath and step up to the podium, reminding myself I shouldn't expect anything. I put my hand on the weapon. This is her normal outfit, by the way. It's really cute. Very, very roughly. For a moment, nothing happens, but then the bow glows. It lights, getting brighter and brighter with each second. The light feels scorching hot. I close my eyes, worrying I'll go blind if I don't. You must fight on. I hear the angelic voice again. Was the bow the one speaking to me when I reincarnated, or was it the god of light himself? The thought that I may have been addressed by a deity is frightening. God ain't real. You're not religious, Celine. The golden bow. The burning light makes my skin feel like it's on fire, so I take my hand away from the bow, but my hand continues burning and the searing pain climbing up my arm to my chest. And then I died. I scream. My hand is spinning. The pain is too much for me to handle. I want it to stop. Stop, stop, stop. I'm on fire. I'm dying. Not again. No, Lady Celeste. Sister! Levi and Eurydice are calling to me, but I don't have the strength to respond. Girl, you're reincarnated and this is what weirds you out? Speaking to a deity? How could this happen? My consciousness fades, darkness taking me into its comforting embrace. I feel so groggy. I'm in the guest room of an apartment that was assigned to our family when we first arrived at the palace for the ceremony. The impersonal decor makes this place feel cold and unwelcoming. I know the room is supposed to look grand and elegant, but I don't feel at home here. Lady Celeste, can't the Saintess of the Golden Bow, can't be the Saintess of the Golden Bow. Lady Celeste can't be the Saintess of the Golden Bow. The role is too dangerous for her. I turn my head to the left. Levi and Eurydice stand by my door. Neither of them notice I'm awake. Just imagining her going on this dangerous quest to defeat the Demon King makes me terrified for her life. We have to stop the church and Empress from declaring her as the Saintess. Levi, it's not for you to decide whose the Saintess is. Neither is it to choose on... Neither is the choice of the church or the Empress. It's the god of light who singled out Celeste to be the savior of our empire. My guy, she was the chosen one. This must be some kind of mistake. Levi, you're committing blasphemy here. You can't go against God's wishes. But Lady Celeste is... Look, I know you're worried for my sister, but please mind your words. If someone other than me hears your opinion about God's choice, you may get in trouble. So I really am the Saintess of the Goddess Bow? I speak up, not believing my own words. Levi and Eurydice turn to me. Eurydice runs up to the bed and takes my hand in hers. Celeste, you're awake. How are you feeling? Fine, I think. Just a bit tired. I clicked the wrong button. You really scared us in the chapel. You screamed like someone was tearing you apart. The light of the bow entering my body felt like it was burning me. That sounds horrible. Tears well up in Eurydice's eyes. I squeeze her hand, trying to comfort her. I glance behind her to where Levi still is standing by the door. He has a defeated look on his face. When he notices me watching him, he finally approaches the bed, standing behind Eurydice. I can't be the Saintess. I was supposed to... I cut myself off when I realized I almost just said that Levi was supposed to be the chosen saint. I can't tell them what happens in the book. They don't even know they live in a fictional world. For some inexplicable reason, the Golden Bow, or the god of light himself, has chosen me instead as the savior of the Lokadi Empire. Lokadi. Why me? I ponder out loud. I'm so confused. I don't want to be the Saintess. Why has the story suddenly changed so much? I only did my best to survive. Did the fact that I wasn't slain by the demon really create such a severe butterfly effect? Or had I already been chosen at that moment of my reincarnation? I remember the angelic voice of the bow sounding just like the voice I had heard after dying in the accident as Celine. I'm sure you'll be fine. You're excellent at archery. Eurydice smiled through her tears, trying to reassure me. MC plot armor. Like, whoa. You survived and now you're the main character girl. Girl for it. Live your life. Dude, listen. Wait, what if we got reincarnated in Cooking Mama? Cooking Mama? We could learn to cook just like Mama. Eurydice smiled through her tears, trying to reassure me. I do that every night. Yeah, that's unrelated. You're an actual mama and you cook. That's not what I mean. I'm not as confident about my fighting skills as Eurydice is. Celeste may have been good at the bow, but I can't access her full abilities. Judging by my handwriting, I can only manage the bare minimum of what she could do. I'm not proficient in any of her skills. I only know how to use the bow somewhat from my experience as Celine in middle school. This whole situation is depressing. I mustn't lose heart. I have to stay strong and face my fate head on. What's going to happen to me? The Empress has summoned you for an audience 3 hours from now. What does the Empress want from me, my girl? Do you not know? Hiccups, no. Eurydice wipes her tears away. She's practically glowing. She didn't say, but we think she intends to personally congratulate you on your new role. Suppose I should start getting ready then. First, High Priest Elijah requested to check on you as soon as you woke up. Check on me? With his light magic, he wants to see if your body and mind are aligned after being touched by God's grace. I'm feeling okay, but I suppose I shouldn't turn away a member of the church. Not complying with their wishes might be dangerous now that I'm somewhat part of their organization. The reality is so overwhelming that I would really prefer to be alone now, but there's no time for me to mull over what happened. The chance to break down will come later. I'll save my crying for later, thank you. After everyone goes to sleep. Okay, you can tell the High Priest I'll see him. I'll go bring him here. Levi turns around and walks out of the room in long strides. Eurydice gives me a comforting smile. Everything's going to be okay. I hope so too. Silence falls between us, but it's a cozy, warm kind of quiet. I get the feeling that no matter what happens, Eurydice will support me. I envy Celeste for having such a great sisters and friends. I should use this opportunity to ask Eurydice some questions about my situation. I'll just have to be careful about how I broach the topics. So, like, hypothetically, right? What do you think my favorite food is? Am I allergic to anything? I don't want to reveal my jumbled knowledge about the world. "23 years. Okay, we're gonna do it, but I know the answers, right? This means that you're going to, okay, what does it mean to have the role of the Saintess? It means you're now responsible for fighting the Demon Queen. The Saintess is the fourth most important person in Lokadi Empire after the Empress, her emperor consort, and the Crown Prince. Oh. You're on par with the head of the church and high priest. Am I part of the church now? You're not a priest or priestess. If that's what you're asking, you're still a noble, so you can marry someone of nobility standing if you'd like. You're not sworn like the clergy or any to only marry within the church. I remember this slub plot regarding Elijah. He wouldn't be able to be with Levi because Elijah is only allowed to marry someone from the priesthood, forbidden love, a popular trope. But is BL love allowed in the church? Like, hang on. How open is this universe? Marriage, that feels so far away. You're 18. Father will probably help us find a suitable suitor soon. Oh my stars. I guess if Dad's on it. I would like to marry for love if it's at a possible. Love? Love was one of the components needed to defeat the Demon Queen. Levi and Noah's love. Would I have to fall in love with someone now that I was the Saintess? I hope I'll have enough time. If that's really necessary, I'm not someone who falls in love easily. Do you have someone in mind for marriage? What? Maybe? You can tell me. I'm not gonna tell anybody. Maybe again another time. I'm not ready to admit it myself. Is it Levi? Are you in love with Levi? Or the prince? Are you in love with no? Tell me. I chuckle. Eurydice is so adorable when she's shy. How long has the Empire waited for a Saintess? Okay, I would say 23 years, because that's when the Demon Queen showed up. I might be wrong. As the High Priest said, the Golden Bow was created by the Blessed Blacksmith 20 years ago, before we were even born. They say he worked tirelessly day and night for 2 weeks to create the artifact. The design was bestowed upon him by the God of Light himself. The Blessed Blacksmith said God told him in a dream that the Golden Bow will choose its saint when the time is right. Only the saint can wield the weapon and harness its powers. What Eurydice tells me aligns with the backstory I already know from the novel, but it's good to be reminded about the details. What kind of powers does the Golden Bow have? See, does this not seem like something maybe you'd question? Your sister doesn't know this? These are basic questions. This is basic history. Like, hey, I can't remember. I wasn't listening. Light-aligned magic, the kind that the priest willed. It is said that only an arrow shot from the artifact will be able to kill the Demon Queen. The unusual fantasy world MacGuffin, then. For plot reasons, other weapons can't harm the ultimate boss. Right, makes sense. It doesn't, but Eurydice doesn't seem to be aware of how ridiculous it is that only one weapon wielded by one specific person can kill the enemy that the Empire has been fighting against for decades. Fake amnesia. Oh, she's like, hey, I'm a little dizzy and my thoughts are all jumbly. Yeah, she had said that maybe. After the Golden Bow was created, the whole Lokadi Empire and our allied kingdom of Durandal was tested to see if the saint was among them, but the savior wasn't found. Later, it was decided that every person would get tested on their 18th birthday, as suggested by the Blessed Blacksmith. 20 years passed, but the saint still wasn't found until now. It feels so random that I was actually chosen to be the Saintess, but in my reality now, this world seems to operate on book logic anyways. What do we know about the Demon Queen? Is she hot? The people who have seen her say she looks like a beautiful woman, except she also has horns, a tail, and a third eye on her forehead. She sounds gorgeous. Alright, I'm down. I'll date her. Does she have cute clothes? Like, how's she dress? What's her aesthetic? She's far from human. She's cruel and dangerous. She kills humans without mercy. She wouldn't kill me, though. I'm not like other girls. She commands an army of demons, vile monstrosities. You saw one. Was it as ugly as they say? Okay, first off, you guys are really harsh. The imp wasn't pretty, that's for sure. The war has been going on for 23 years now. Over that time, 1/3 of the Lokati Empire lands to the east have been ravaged by war and infiltrated by the demons. They leave only ruins behind when they take over a town. Their fire is said to be ever burning. You'll have to travel east to defeat the demon queen. She's taken up residence in the Claumond Castle. It used to be the seat of Duke Claumond and his family, but they have to abandon their homeland to the demons 10 years ago. Duke Claumond sounds like a character we could date. Not him, but like the family. That news doesn't make me want to go to the border at all. It'll be like walking straight into the maws of the enemy. I fear you won't have a choice in the matter. The Empress decreed long ago that once the saint or saintess was found, they would immediately embark on the quest to defeat the demon queen with a party of the most capable fighters. A quest, huh? Sounds like a story from a role-playing game. Yeah, we're going on a quest. Not that I expect anything else from this book's world. Levi went on this quest as the saint after all. I just hope you won't have to leave too soon. I think I'll need some time to learn to wield a golden bow and to accept the whole situation. I'm sure the Empress will understand. Those are the questions I have for now. Thank you for helping me sort everything out, sister. Erodice gives me a bright smile. That's what I'm here for. One thing certain, the people of the Lokati Empire have been waiting for the Saintess for ages. Excuse me. Ahem. A lot of faith will be put into your abilities. A lot will be expected from you. I don't envy you. If I could, I would share. I would share this burden with you. Come with me, Erodice. Thank you. I'm really moved by Erodice's dedication to me. There's a knock on the door, then Levi's voice can be heard from the other side. High Priest Elijah and Count de Quaz have arrived. They can enter. Okay, so this is one of them, I think. This is one of the dateable ones. I'm more positive than ever because he had a voice. Elijah comes into the room followed by Father. Levi closes the door behind them, remaining in the living room of our apartment to guard the entrance. The high priest bears a friendly smile. Father, on the other hand, wears his usual scowl on his face. He seems like he wants to say something. I give him an inquiring look, which is met with a glare. I don't know if I should laugh or cry at the fact that his disposition towards Celeste hasn't changed, even in the middle of such a life-changing situation. I will argue that maybe it's more like he's concerned. I don't know. What does Celeste have to do for her father to show her affection? If I had any hope that he would be proud of me now, that I had suddenly advanced to a great position in the hierarchy of the empire, it evaporates now. I decided not to say anything to Father while Elijah is around. I don't want him to witness a fight between us, and I doubt I can hold my tongue right now. May I sit beside you? Sure. Elijah approaches and sits beside me on the bed. I need to touch you to make sure you're healthy. Is that all right? I bet you do. I bet you do. Is that how light magic works? As someone who reincarnated here from Earth, I have little knowledge about magic. I don't remember a scene like this one with the high priest in the book. Come to think of it, Levi didn't faint after touching the golden bow. He must have had a much stronger resistance to pain than I do. Rude? Genetically speaking, not true? Celeste doesn't know much about magic either. She has no magic powers of her own after all. Nobody in the Dequoise family does. If that's okay. It's not Dequoise, by the way. It's like Decarius, but it's going to be Dequoise right now. They didn't tell me how to say it right. Maybe for magic abilities, but women typically have a higher pain tolerance. If Elijah says he has to touch me for his magic to work, though, I doubt he's lying. I look at him, he stares back at me with a patient smile. The high priest is really attractive. He's cute. He is cute. I like his hair. I like his eyes. I like the way his bangs fall. I'm just not into priest. Maybe it's Lucas. Did Lucas ruin this for me? I know Lucas isn't a priest, but he dresses like one. The high priest is really attractive. I never thought I would find a guy with pink hair dashing, but he must have the longest lashes I've ever seen on a man. You haven't met Lucas. I blush, realizing I'm checking Elijah out. He's a priest, for heaven's sakes. Eurydice just reminded me that he can only marry within the clergy. He's off limits. Besides, he only wants to touch me to make sure I'm okay. Stupid hormones. I clear my throat, though I can do nothing to stop my cheeks from burning. Alright, go ahead. Aww! Elijah surprises me by leaning his forehead against mine. I mean, alright, I get if that's what it takes. Gotta do what you gotta do. 2 CGs of Elijah? Whoa. We only have 1 of Levi. Do we get 3 for Noah? Before I can protest, an aura of white surrounds his body. He's really working his magic on me. I close my eyes and focus on how his magic makes me feel. His touch is pleasant and warm. I become strangely comforted. Before I realize what I'm doing, I lean in closer towards him. Elijah makes me snap out of my comforting embrace of his magic.
Light magic does have a good feel, doesn't it?
Maybe don't say that, right? Is this priest an actual pervert? I'm getting the monk from Inuyasha vibes. That would be hilarious. I would be fine if he was like that. I don't think that's it. This might just be how it works. He's supposed to be assessing her body. There's a twinkle in his eyes and a confident smirk on his face. Is he flirting with me? Embarrassed, I pulled away. Lady Celeste is healthy. I can also confirm that the golden bow's magic has entered her body. She is the Saintess. How did you find out? Father lets out a heavy sigh. I hope you won't embarrass me. Thanks, Dad. I glare at him, pursing my lips. I want to call him out on his unkind behavior, but I stop myself. I turn back to Elijah instead. Thank you for checking up. You're welcome. Only 2 hours remain until Celeste has to attend the audience with the Empress. Ah, yes. We should go and let Sister prepare to see the Empress. I want to keep talking with Elijah. If anyone can explain to me more about the Golden Bow's magic, it's him. Unfortunately, now is not the right time. Father rings the bell. A moment later, Linda appears in the doorway. Just picture Linda from Bob's Burgers every time, although her hair reminds me of the girl from Evangelion. With the red hair. I can't think of names. Makes it less presentable for meeting the Empress and Emperor consort. Yes, my lord. Everyone says their goodbyes to me and they leave me alone with my maid. I follow a step behind father. We walk through the corridors of the palace to the throne room where the empress and the emperor consort are waiting for us. As I watch father's back, I feel Celeste resentment for him resurface. No, resentment isn't a strong enough term to describe her feelings. Celeste hates her father. Not without reason. What he's done to her over the years is something I can only describe as pure abuse. He belittles her constantly, both in public and in private. His favorite title for her is his no good daughter. He's always made her feel like she is lesser than Eurydice, unworthy of his praise. The only time he ever pulls his attention away from Eurydice is when Celeste misbehaves. Celeste's mothers died when the girls were young. Celeste has no memory of her and no one to shield her from her father's wrath. Maybe this situation is why Celeste is always out hunting or horseback riding, taking herself far away from father and her duties as a noble lady. And Levi, he has watched Celeste suffer at father's hands. I have a memory of him standing up for his love and father having him flogged for it. That would have already happened, by the way, because she would be dead otherwise. After that event, Celeste forbade her knight to ever act in her defense again in front of her father. Levi protested, but Celeste insisted, using her authority as his noble lady to make him agree. In the years that followed, they both suffered. Celeste from her father's abuse and Levi watching his love and pain. How could I not hate Celeste's father for his disgusting behavior that we have not seen? He seemed pretty meh so far. A pang of loneliness shoots through my heart. My parents never abused me, but I wasn't from the picture-perfect family either. There was a lot of fighting between mom and dad before they finally divorced. I was 14 when they parted ways, and I had a lot of trouble accepting that situation wasn't my fault. I tried to help them fix their broken relationship before the divorce, but they didn't believe their marriage was worth saving. Eventually, everything fell apart regardless of my efforts. Ever since then, I've had trouble trusting anybody enough to fall in love. I've had a boyfriend in high school, but he broke up with me because I was too cold and emotionless towards him, his exact words. At the time, I just didn't know how to show love or if I should even be open about my deep feelings for him at that early stage of our relationship. Both Celeste and Celine have their own baggage. I could use more showing than telling. Yeah, I mean, they could have definitely showed the dad be way harsher in that first scene. Visual flashbacks and whatnot, which, this is still in development. This is like an early beta, so demo, I guess, not beta. So there's a chance that the story can change. I was finding it very hard not to talk back to father whenever he was rude to me, but like saying stuff like this, where it's all like, and then this, and I'm like, it's not your bad. It's good. It's good to have thoughts. let's talk about it. But like, you're not showing me the dad be like terrible. Like, Celeste has long since given up on her relationship and simply chose to ignore his outbursts, but letting someone belittle me wasn't my style. Are we sure though? Because like, you said you didn't have a single friend. I realized father has stopped walking when I almost bumped into him, stopping just in time to avoid the collision. High Priest Elijah. Hello again, Saintess, Count Dickwas. Elijah nods at us with a soft smile, ignoring Levi's presence, of course. Knights in low-Kadi Empire are just guards to their noble. Elijah didn't think much about Levi in this reality. Levi is not the saint after all. Decided to join you during your audience. We're happy to have you. Are you ready to enter? I'm not, but then again, I'm not sure if I ever will be. Father nods in response to Elijah's words before I can protest. Let's enter. The guards in front of the throne room's entrance open the door and Father and Elijah enter the hall. I turn to Levi. Now more than ever, I need the support of someone who I know cares for me. Even if Levi won't be allowed to say anything during the audience, I want him present at my side. Come in with me. You'll only be able to stay by the door, but I want you to be there for this conversation. All right. That should get his heart a thumping. He should have been so excited. I enter the throne room as well now, Levi following behind me. The Empress is sitting on her throne, and the Emperor consort is lounging in a smaller chair next to her. Now that's an argument we can have here. Which one's considered the smaller chair? The one that's literally shorter or the one that's thinner? Or wider is what I meant to say. Like literally taller or thinner or wider. Oh, okay. Not what I was picturing, but you know what? That's fine. I thought I remember something about the sun. All right, Empress Myrelle is as radiant in person as she is in Celeste's memories. Wearing a golden gown, she is the son of the Locati Empire. Her husband, Empire Consort Lucius, comes from our allied country, Duradal. He's called the moon of the Locati Empire. When the Empress sees us approach, she gives us a bright smile. At last, the prophesied Saintess stands before me in the flesh. I smile and make my best attempt at curtsying following Celeste's memories. The wince of my father's face tells me I failed to move properly. For some reason, I find his expression funny. I cover my mouth so that nobody sees the smirk on my face. If I embarrass Father in front of the Empress, I can't say it wouldn't be enjoyable. Father and Elijah make smooth bows. Thank you for the chance to have an audience with you, Your Grace. Graced to be in your presence again, O radiant lady. Of course. How could I not gaze upon the chosen heroine? For with my own eyes, the Empire has been awaiting her for over 20 years. Though I'm surprised your daughter is the one who turned out to be the Saintess, Count Alric. A nervous chuckle escapes Father's lips. She's always been good with a bow. So I've heard. Your daughter doesn't act much like a noble lady, does she? She does have a reputation for enjoying quite boyish activities. Father's face turns beet red. He's embarrassed because of me. I realize I shouldn't let myself be too happy about the situation. There's too much at stake. I can't ignore the fact that as the Saintess, I have an important role to uphold in the Locati Empire. As Iridice has explained to me, I'm the fourth most important person in the hierarchy now. Temporarily. No pressure. It seemed the Empress finds me lacking as well, and having her out of all the people displeased with me is not good. I remember Noah's plotline from the novel. The Empress sends her on the quest with Levi to defeat the Demon Queen, even though Noah is the heir to the throne. Or so he should be, being Empress Mirelle's firstborn. However, the monarch is a very controlling person. She doesn't want to give up the power of her throne to anybody, so she hopes to continue ruling through her child once she's advocates. Due to the laws of the Locati Empire, a person can only rule for 40 years before they have to pass on the role to another. The Empress is aging, but based on what I know from the novel, her hunger for power over the years has only grown. She wants to keep her influence over the politics of the Empire. However, Noah, her heir, isn't someone who can be easily controlled. The Empress has a secret second son, however, 10-year-old Matteo, whom she's raised to be completely obedient and reliant on her opinions. She only sends Noah on the mission because she hopes he will die so that she can establish Matteo as her new heir. She can't pronounce someone else the crown prince until Noah is gone. Someone as ruthless as the Empress is definitely not a good enemy to have. It's known that the Count de Quaz has two daughters, the one who's a perfect image of a noble lady and the one who's a tomboy. I suppose that girl stands before us, although the dress is finery. It's not much of a proper late noble. Silence falls in the room. Everyone looks at me, expecting me to answer. Under the sudden attention, my mouth dry, and I can't find the words. They don't know much about Celeste, but rumor precedes her. They have already judged her. Me. Why do I think I would suddenly gain respect by becoming the Saintess when Celeste's questionable reputation has been spreaded for years? In a sense, it's good that everyone expects Celeste to be quite lousy at etiquette. After all, I have no idea how to curtsy or properly use utensils or dance like a graceful noble lady because I dance like an elephant. Since Celeste's skills didn't directly transfer to me, if she really had been a perfect lady, I would have suddenly looked like an imposter. I don't want the Empress to think I'm worthless as a Saintess, too. If she deems me inadequate like Father does, will she try to get rid of me so that the Golden Bow can choose another saint? I don't think she has a very forgiving personality, judging by how much she hates her own son. Just then just when I gather my words to speak, the door to the throne room burst open. Why is what? Okay. It's Noah, guys. Noah hasn't shown up. A well-posed, tall, blonde man enters the room in a dramatic fashion, his cloak waving behind him in the sudden draft of air. He is Noah, Levi's love interest in the book. He's one of the most handsome guys I've ever seen. Next to Levi and Elijah, his skin is darker than most Lokati Empire nobles, but only slightly. Noah is of mixed race. The current emperor consort is not Noah's father, but the previous consort was from our allied country, Duradon, which happens to be in the south. Wait, what? Okay, her husband, Emperor Consort Lucius, comes from our allied country, Durandal. That's the same place. Was that an accident? The Durandon are known for their darker complexions. Noah inherited most of his features from the Empress, though. When he spots me, a smirk appears on his face. His red eyes shine with mischief. Why? Why? We just, my sleeve. Okay. We just getting all of our love interests from the same place?
Knock, knock. Did I miss anything?
Fashionably late as always, my son.
If I missed nothing, there was nothing to miss. This is the Saintess, right? Count Decorius's tomboy daughter.
Decorius, not Dequaz. Man, say that again. Can you repeat that? Can you speak again? Nope, there's not an option. I held back a groan. Even Noah knows about Celeste's reputation?
Yes, that's me.
You're good at archery, are you not? Better than you are at etiquette, at the very least.
Go fuck yourself? Like, what?
Yes, I'm quite good with the bow.
Probably not as good as Celeste was, though, I presume, judging by her renowned reputation. At least I'm still good enough to shoot arrows with decent accuracy. I just need to practice a bit more and remember everything I've learned in middle school.
Quite. Then you'll be perfect for the role of the Saintess.
How can you say that? If a lacking individual takes up such a high role in the hierarchy of the Empire...
All the Saintess needs to do is shoot the golden bow and hit the Demon Queen straight in the heart. Then the war will finally be over.
He's giving Draco Malfoy?
Is that not what you want, Mother?
I want peace more than anything else.
More than anything else. I get it. Not to lie, with the army off fighting the war front, the Empress feels more secure in her rule here in the capital. Do you question God's will, Empress? Is it the Lord who has chosen Lady Celeste to be the Saintess of the Golden Bow? While Celeste may be lacking in some other areas, she asserts she's great at archery, and her reputation confirms her words. Right, Mother, so you shouldn't worry. Lady Aquarius will make an excellent Saintess. I wish I could share the faith that these two have in me. Still, I have to maintain a confident front. So I put on my brightest smile. Please don't worry about anything, Your Grace. I will defeat the Demon Queen and bring peace to the Empire. Empress Morel gives me a long look. After a moment, the confident smirk that Noah inherited from her is back on her face. Excellent. Then there's nothing stopping us from proceeding with the mission to defeat the Demon Queen, is there? Noah, you will be the one leading the Saintess quest? Noah's eyes widen. He opens his mouth and closes it. But you will lead the Saintess quest, and you will take the 20 best men from the palace guard, the mage's tower, and the church to accompany you. And you will leave in a month. In a month? So soon? Shock makes my heart beat erratic. With my current archery skills, I'm nowhere near ready to defeat a powerful enemy so soon. Is there a problem? You said you're great at using a bow, and that's all you need to be successful, Saintess, right? The Empress has really turned the tables on me. I can't deny her words, and neither can Noah. After all, we're the ones who just made those claims to her. I simply thought we'd have more time to prepare. There is no more time. Not with the Demon Queen's army closing in more and more on the capital in recent years. I think the Saintess and you are ready enough. But do you question the Empress's judgment? The Emperor and Noah glare at each other. Noah doesn't respond. He finally just turns around and walks towards the door. Noah, you will prepare for the quest and depart in a month. As you wish, Your Grace. If it's not too much to ask, I want to accompany the Saintess and the Prince on their quest. Elijah's request surprises me for a moment until I remember that he wanted to join the mission when Levi was the Saint as well. Are you sure, High Priest? You will be leaving your office behind for 2 months. Yes, I'm sure. I'll take Gareth with me as well. Meredith can manage running the office on her own. I'll appoint some people to help her with the paperwork. The Saintess quest will be a historic moment in the life of the Lokati Empire. I wouldn't want to miss witnessing the Saintess defeat the Demon Queen. He has a strange taste, but with Elijah's light magic, our success will be easier. I don't protest. We'll need all the help we can get. All right, you may go as well. Thank you, Your Grace. I will organize a ball to celebrate the findings of the Saintess tomorrow evening. Be sure to attend, all of you. Especially you. You're the Saintess. We all reply we'll be there, and after some final departing words, we're dismissed. After the audience, I ask everyone to give me some time alone. I'm too overwhelmed by the recent events. I need some time to think. I take a sheet of paper and quill and I begin to scribble down my thoughts. I survived my death's event, the demon attack in the woods near the Decarius mansion. That's why Levi is likely to continue to love Celeste and not become interested in anybody else. Except I'm not really the Celeste he loves. I have her memories and a portion of her skills, but I'm basically Celine in Celeste's body. I'm not just Celeste recollecting a past life. Instead, I, Celine, have taken over Celeste's body at a pivotal moment of her current life. Does that mean Celeste is dead? I guess the answer to that question doesn't really matter, though. The thought of her passing is sad. I'm now the Saintess of the Golden Bow, a hero whose whole Lokati Empire has been awaiting for years, yet Levi was supposed to take on the role. Levi has been training to protect Celeste all his life. He's way more skilled at archery than I am. I wish they had wrote it Celine because I'm getting confused with the C's. You know, I think it was to be different. Also, I think the C's make sense. Almost like you're now Celeste and Celine. I don't know. But I get it. I had to pause. I have a month to train myself to use a bow properly. Not just any bow though, the golden bow, which seems more ornamental than practical. Wielding that weapon will be a pain in the ass. What were the two components needed to defeat the Demon's Queen again? The first one is firing an arrow imbued with the golden bow's light magic at the Demon's Queen's heart and actually hitting the target. I need to practice both archery and accessing the bow's magic. As someone who comes from Earth, I have no idea how to wield magic. The very concept of magical power is coursing through my body is foreign to me. I suppose training with the bow will just take time, though I have a little to spare. As for wielding its magic, that's something Elijah will know more about, even given that he's a light magic user. I scribbled down that I need to talk to Elijah about the golden bow and its magic. Know thy enemy, they say, and right now my enemy, until I master it, is that bow. There's also a second component to defeating the Demon Queen, one that follows a story trope more than practically logic. Noah and Levi's love makes that magic of the golden bow stronger. How is that possible? I have no idea. Would Noah and Levi being in love now still solve this problem? Regardless, the two of them falling in love is not going to happen now. Levi is still hung up on Celeste, who won't give Noah a second look. He won't. Meanwhile, the real Celeste is technically dead. She never returned Levi's feelings anyways, and as for myself, I can't imagine falling in love with someone in a month. Love is such a difficult topic for me. I don't trust or fall in love easily. I'm screwed. I'm scared. This situation isn't just a story in a book anymore. It's a reality. Levi, Elijah, Noah, Iridi's father, and the Empress, they're all real people. They aren't acting according to scripts either. The plot of the book has changed. It's a real world now. And with unpredictable consequences. And I'm at the center of this new story. Levi dies at the end of the book despite defeating the Demon Queen, despite Noah's love for him. Will I die again too, or will that aspect of the story change as well? I can't give up. I must change reality and my fate. It's not like me to mope around and feel defeated. I'm the master of my own destiny. If I have to fall in love with someone, who should it be? Levi, who blindly adores his lady? Noah, who has been burdened with leading the mission to defeat the Demon Queen? Elijah, who is a priest and can't marry someone unless they're part of the church? Or should I pick someone else entirely? Wink, wink. At least we have to admit that all three of them are handsome men. I just hope my own baggage isn't going to drag me down too much. Will I turn cold and detached if I enter into a relationship with any of them, just like I did towards my ex-boyfriend? Can someone like me even make a guy fall in love with her within a month? My heart's beating so quickly. Now that I realize what's really at stake and what I have to do, I'm terrified. I lie down in bed and hide my face against the pillow. Tears stream down my cheeks, soaking the materials. For the first time since reincarnating, I give in to all the emotions that have built up inside of me. I'm just one young girl. How can I carry so many heavy burdens? Eventually, I cry myself to sleep. I toss and turn all night, though, unable to get any real results until nearly dawn. The next evening, Linda gets me all dolled up for the grand ball the Empress is throwing in my name. At the ball, I find myself sitting at a table staring at silverware I have no idea how to properly use. Celeste's memories aren't helping me much. The servants put a salad in front of me and I pick up one of the forks. There's an offended gasp from my left. I look at the noble lady sitting next to me. She's almost purple in the face, staring down at the fork I'm holding. Wrong piece of culinary then. I put it down and take another in my hand. I steal a sideways glance at the noble lady. She doesn't seem to be offended anymore. This one must be the right fork. When everyone starts eating, I dig into the salad too, but it tastes like paper to me. I'm nervous. My hands are
So
clammy.
you've become the Saintess, Lady d'Aquarius.
George? Why are you dressed like Elsa? The man to my right, Duke George, if Celeste's memory serves me correctly, strikes up a conversation with me. I like that voice. That was, yeah, I was also shocked that there was a voice. Usually it's with the CG. He's a young duke and a powerful player on the battlefield of Lokati's empire's politics. I have to do my best not to say or do anything strange.
Yes, despite my surprise, the Golden Bow has chosen me.
Well, now that you carry such an important role, do you plan to improve your knowledge of etiquette?
Rude. Also, avocado and shrimp. That's a lot of avocado. That's like that's like a whole avocado. That's more than a whole avocado. 4 of those would be, that's 2 whole avocados per plate, basically. What a rich country. I don't know why. I'm a sucker for the ones that end up with a mole on their face. Hear me out. He points at my salad. Oh, come on. What am I doing wrong this time? Let me eat my food, the Duke smiles. But his expression isn't unkind.
You have no idea what you're doing wrong, do you?
He's like, why are you holding a fork and a knife? It's a salad. Just eat it.
I don't.
May I?
He extends his hand to me, and when I don't protest, he touched my hand gently to modify the way I'm holding the fork. You're holding it like it's a knife. Hold it like it's a knife. Like,
Oh, come on, George. You're spoiling the fun.
Penelope, get out of this. I'm in the middle of a moment with this guy. The lady to my left has a cruel smile on her face. Shoot, I really was eating the salad wrong after all. Here, I thought you just ate food. I was so wrong. My cheeks heat up from embarrassment, and suddenly I find it hard to breathe. For every kind person like Duke George, there's a cruel one like the lady here, a vulture, just waiting for me to make a mistake. Now that I am the Saintess, I will be watched even more closely than Celeste was as a mere count's daughter. They're all going to be laughing for weeks about the way I eat stupid salad. I just know it. Celeste's memories tell me that this incident won't be the first time she's ruined her reputation with a stupid mistake either. Excuse me. I can't be here anymore. I have to get some fresh air or else I will hypoventilate. Are you okay? Duke George calls after me, but I walk quickly to the terrace. She's like, ah. Once I'm away from the throne room, I run into the gardens. I stop only when I reach a small lake. Here I put my arms around my frame, trying to control my breathing. Breathe, Celine. In and out, in and out. Don't cry. Don't cry. You'll ruin your makeup. Linda spent hours putting on you to make you look like a real noble lady. Didn't think I'd run into you here. Is this Noah? I turn around when I hear the voice. It's Noah. He's drawn his sword, and his usual mocking demeanor is not present. He's completely serious when he suddenly puts his sword against my throat. What? Okay. Rude? You gonna kill me? My heart beats so loudly that it feels like it could jump out of my chest this time from fear. Does Noah want to kill me?
I wish I could just kill you and be done with it.
He does. Why? Suddenly I remember the scene. I fangirled over it when I was reading it in the novel. This is the scene where Noah puts his sword to Levi's throat. It's overly dramatic. The most of the readers of the novel read it as a romantic interaction. We talked about the events for hours on the web novel forum. But now I think this setup is just ridiculous. I could take a step back at any time from the coldness of steel and my neck would be safe. I give Noah a long stare. He's looking at me seriously as if he's really pondering if he should harm me. I don't believe he's actually will. I will entertain his antics for a while longer just to see what he has to say to me. I want to know how this scene changes with me here instead of Levi.
Why do you want me dead?
Because you're the reason I have to go on the mission to kill the Demon Queen. And so soon. If anybody less capable than you had been chosen as the Saintess, Mother wouldn't have told us to leave within a mere month.
I'm glad he thinks so highly of my archery skills, especially considering how little the nobles think of my etiquette skills, but he's wrong.
I may not be as great at archery as you think.
That fact would change nothing at this point. Mother is now convinced you can defeat the Fiend. This is a suicide mission. None of us will come back from the quest.
Even though I remember this line from the book, my eyes widen.
How do you know we won't return?
His words almost feel oddly like foreshadowing for what happens in the book. Noah seems so serious to seriously believe what he's saying.
20 people going deep into demon-ravaged lands to enter the Demon Queen's castle and kill her. what, what could possibly go wrong?
Like the laugh. Oh god, he's really convinced we're going to die on this quest. I can see the desperation in his eyes.
Can't you convince your mother to postpone the day we leave or to increase the amount of people we can bring with us?
I've already tried. She doesn't want to listen. It's almost if she wants to set us up for failure.
Noah, you're closer to the truth than you think. I can't tell him anything about his mother's plan to get rid of him. He would just grow suspicious if I, someone he barely knows, spouted such important information about his life. This reminds me of that one manga shoot. What was its name? To be fair, this is inspired by that kind of story, so it could almost be intentional. I should only tell him what really is going on with the Empress when or if we become friends during the quest.
Look, I'm afraid of the mission too. But I don't want to give up. I won't just roll over and die. I'll keep fighting until the very end. No matter how the mission ends, I want to be sure I've done everything I can to fulfill my role properly.
Noah's eyes widen.
You're right. I can't just give up.
I must also see the mission through until the end. I almost thought of telling you to kill me. Does that mean you don't want to kill me anymore? I almost thought of telling you to do it just to see if you really would. I laughed to lighten the mood, but my voice comes out breathless. I'm still afraid of my future, but at least Noah has distracted me from what happened at the throne room. I wasn't really serious about killing you in the first place. Are you sure? You looked pretty serious to me. Despite everything, I don't want you to die, and I want to live too. I'm glad. Don't die, Your Grace. Just Noah's fine. We're teammates now, I suppose. I like the sound of that. Noah smiles back. He seemed much more relaxed now. I'll continue trying to get Mother to delay the deadline for us to leave. I would appreciate more time to train. Right. Time to get back to the ball then. She's like, I'm good. I'll stay here. Look at this firelight. Without sparing me another glance, Noah walks past me towards the terrace. I watch him until he disappears between the carefully trimmed bushes of the palace garden. I look out at the water of the lake and take a few deep breaths. I really hadn't expected Levi's scene with Noah to play out for me. I also didn't respond like Levi did. Our encounter didn't turn romantic at all. Yet my heart is beating quickly regardless because I'm still scared about so many things. The stress is catching up to me. Okay, hear me out. This is a very good community we have here. We are very open and understanding, and I am pansexual. So let's be real, right? Would you expect that to turn into a romantic situation? I'm not saying that these characters are gay. Clearly, Levi isn't if he loved her first. But maybe it didn't turn romantic because he's not into you. Maybe he's just not into you. Hmm? Hmm? My heart's beating quickly regardless because I'm still scared about so many things. The stress is catching up to me. I fall to my knees on the soft grass. I can't hold back my tears any longer. In the end, I'm just a girl caught up in so many responsibilities. I'm tired. I'm terrified. I want it all to stop. No matter how much I cry, though, this new reality won't magically change for me. I'm still Celeste, and I'm still the Saintess. The sooner I accept my fate and put my energy into the few things I can still change, the better. With renewed purpose, I get up and start walking back to my room. Screw the ball. I'm not going back there only to be ridiculed further. I don't want the whole imperial court to continue watching how terrible I am at being a noble lady. If I had more time before the quest, I'd take lessons to get better at etiquette. However, with the way the situation has unfolded, I'll have to focus only on improving my archery and horseback riding skills. Besides, the future of the Empire doesn't depend on me knowing which fork to use for a salad, but it certainly does hang on me using the golden bow properly. Walking back down the corridor towards the apartments where my family is staying when I hear someone running behind me. Celeste! Levi calls to me by my first name like he always does when it's just him and me. It's something the two of them agreed to do when they were younger. Levi stops before me and looks me up and down. Where have you been? I didn't notice when you left the throne room. You're not supposed to go anywhere without me. Father's orders, I know. I just forgot. I realize I haven't been thinking about how Levi would feel if I suddenly disappeared yet again. I'm not concerned about failing to follow his orders. I'm genuinely worried about you. He blushed and looks away. My heartbeat quickens. Why though? Celeste has no romantic feelings for Levi, but do I? I must admit he's very handsome and kind, and he's my favorite character from the book. Am I that much of a simp? I let out a long sigh. Levi looks back at me with worried expression, then he looks me up and down again. You're all right, are you not? He focuses on my face and frowns. You've been crying? He must have noticed my smudged makeup. I'm gonna be honest. I was, but I feel better. Why? What made you cry? When I see sincere worry on Levi's face, I want to tell him the truth. I'm just overwhelmed by suddenly becoming the Saintess, but by having to carry this burden of saving the whole empire. I look down, tears well up in my eyes again. Celeste. I look back up at Levi, staring at me with love and adoration. It hurts being on the receiving end of such feelings, knowing that you aren't really there for me. No matter what happens, know that I'll always stay by your side. I'm sorry to drag you into this quest with me. He would have been caught up in this mess. He would have been caught up in this mess anyways if he were the saint, but now he's coming along anyways as Celeste Knight. What if Levi dies protecting me? My heart feels heavy. I must do my best to get as strong as possible. Don't say that. I swore to always protect you, did I not? Back when I became your knight, remember? I recall Celeste's memory of that time. They were both 14 back then, and Levi took a knee in front of her and swore he would protect her until death did they part. He made his vow with such sincerity and fervor. Yet I'm not the one whom he swore to always stay beside. That person was Celeste, so he should be free of the oath since Celeste is kind of dead. I want to see the memo raise. I can't tell him the truth, though. On the spur of the moment, I gesture towards Levi. Lean down, please. You're too tall. Too tall for what? Levi gives me a puzzled look, but complies with my request. Ah-ho-ho! She's got her hand under his collar? Wait. She kind of reminds me of the girl from, Reigns de la Fleur that I'm in love with. I press up on my toes and kiss him on the cheek, not as Celeste, but as Celine, because I genuinely feel grateful to him, and I don't know how else to express myself right now.
Celeste?
Levi's blushed a deep red and gets flustered. Only when I lean back and smile at him do I realize I shouldn't be doing something so intimate to a man who loves the woman who once inhabited this body. I might be sending him the wrong message.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I just wanted to express my gratitude.
I let out a sigh.
You always do your very best to protect me. Thank you, Levi.
You're welcome, but it's my job to take care of you.
I know you're not doing it just because it's your job.
Levi gives me a startled look. Ooh. I run around and I turn to run around. I was like, why? Why is she running? I turn around and start walking towards my room before he can reply. Let's go, Levi. We need to rest. Training starts tomorrow. We did it! Thank you for playing Saintess of the Golden Bow demo. Stay tuned for more updates in the near future. Woohoo! Do we have... Oh. The calories on... Can't unlock it. Unlock it. Rude. Well, that was cute. I liked it. I will be posting all the links on the YouTube upload to their stuff. Currently, you can wishlist this on Steam if you're interested in it right now. So, but that's pretty cute. I like the art style. I think the story. I like isekais. I don't know. There's a lot of isekais right now, and I don't mind that at all. I like the concept of two different worlds. It kind of puts you more into the world in my mind because, like, I don't belong here. It makes it easier to kind of be in that world. You know what I mean? I don't know how to describe it better than that. But yeah, that was cute. That was cute. I did like it. It was cute. I think the demo was a decent size too. You get 2 CGs for each character, so that was also nice. And you kind of got to meet, there is going to be a DLC character. I'm pretty sure it's the George guy that we had a CG of that spoke randomly at the dinner. He's supposed to be a DLC character later, but the other 3 are at the start of the game. So if you like it, let me know. We will be back on Tuesday. We're going to be playing more 9 RIP. My goal is to try and finish 9 RIP that day. So hopefully we will have the ability to. Let's see if there's anybody to raid. Hello! You picked the worst time to join. We're going Who's on? We're gonna raid Katir. But yes, I'll be back on Tuesday to play 9 RIP. Thank you so much for being here today. If you're watching this on YouTube, remember you can check out my videos on Twitch. I stream about 3 times a week. And if you're here on Twitch, remember I upload all the VODs onto YouTube. We have tiers now on YouTube, and I'm going to be slowly working on making that more fun for you guys over there as well. I hope you guys have a lovely afternoon. Bye. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you. Thank you for being here, Delightful. Thanks, Matt. Thank you, everybody.